So getting into boundaries, like I just like didn't want to make it like boundaries are boundaries and respect my boundaries, which is, what that's what we're saying. But also like what is a boundary? I think was a good place to start because I think boundaries is one of those keywords that get used a lot, like gaslighting or one of these other things. And it's like
Place, safe space.
save space or whatever. And it's like, I think that like, let's dive into like, what does that mean? Other than just say the word is a key word, And one of the things I was looking up some different definitions. And one that I really liked was boundaries are interpersonal limits shaped by personality, culture, and context.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
yes.
And I think that was basically saying, and I have several definitions, but that one I like because it was basing it off of boundaries can change depending on the context of the situation. It can depend on your culture. Like some cultures are like kiss on the cheeks, some are like do something different, and then others are, also personality wise too, can shift from person to person of what people is acceptable, what are people limits with you.
Yeah. Like personal preferences. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And did you have anything that could kind of say with that?
No, not so much in like defining boundaries. I do think that there's like a range though of different types of boundaries. So I think that there are boundaries in a lot of things that we do. But again, I think because it's such a not trigger word, but like one of those words, like one of those reused words that is just it's kind of tiring to hear the word boundaries. But I think that there's boundaries you need to set in basically all of your relationships. And I think that it's important, there's sexual boundaries, there's financial boundaries, there's personal, there's friendship boundaries, there's work boundaries, marital, there's boundaries that you need to set with your own kids, which I don't think people really realize how important that is. But there's boundaries in like everything that we do. So I think that it's important to really understand that it's okay to set them.